YouTube. It's Josh JD. Thanks for clicking on that video. If you hear some little squeaky sounds in the background, that's Lucy. She's got her little chicken. In fact, let me take it from her. Yoink. This is what she has. Here you go. That's her crack. So I just got home from work, taking all my sweaty clothes off. Still using the 300, 301, whatever it is. Keep it just about razor sharp. Give or take a little. Of course, the mutt, it rocks. Same old, same old. Need to do an update video on these. Those are really good. But this is what it's about. Bam. Das Boots. Let's adjust this a little bit. There we go. That's better. These boots, my Ariats. And these are, you know, they're really good, to be honest with you. The soles, they're okay, they're comfortable. And I'm actually using the job site ones, Insoles. Aftermarket for like $9 a piece. Or for a set, rather. And they're working pretty good. The insoles are holding up excellent down there. Is that showing up? It is, good. They're not really dipping out very much at all, not like the Carolina boots that I had in both versions, the steel toe and the non-steel toe. The sole of these are holding up pretty good. They're not the most comfortable things in the world, but they're not the most debilitating either. Swap out your insoles and you're good to go. The ones that come with it, not good at all. They lasted maybe 2 weeks. Still never took this little protector off of there. I just leave it on. Guys at work make fun of me sometimes for it, but you know, hey, whatever. I have not once done anything to the leather, and I've had these now for 6, 7 months, maybe even 8 months now. It gets scuffed up a little bit, but it's holding good. It has not lost its water tightness whatsoever, and that's the main reason why I haven't conditioned the soles, or I'm sorry, the upper. Got one nice gouge there from something. Don't know where that's from. Hasn't affected it. Here's the bottoms. I'm really impressed with these soles. They're holding up very well. There we go. It's a little easier to tell. They're not cupping too much. I prognate like anyone else, and it's not grinding away on the heel too bad. Check that out. And in 7-ish months of banging up against ladders, wearing climbing spikes, this is loosened up a little bit, but it's so nice and comfy. It's really good quality leather. I don't know if they're using top green leather or not, but man, this stuff is outstanding. All the stitching on this boot, excellent stitching. Very, very impressed with it. Here's the other one. They're a little stinky too. It's a good thing you can't smell these ones. Let's check the insides. This is my left boot. That one's a tiny, tiny bit cupped in there. Not too much, just a little bit. Not even really noticeable. I'm telling you, get these job site insoles. For me, they're better than Dr. Scholl's. You know, they only last 3 months, 2 months for the type of work I do with them, where I'm on my feet all day long. From about 5 o'clock in the morning till I get home around 4. Stitching on this, the dirty stitching as you can tell here. Yeah, you can kind of pick it up on camera. Not perfectly, but it's holding up great. Look at this one. It's kind of permanently bowed up from that right there. Here's a good one. Here's how it's flexing. I gotta say, as far as steel toes go, these are not steel, they're composite. They're very comfortable. They're lighter feel to them. Oh, look at that. Bonus. Get some gum, sucker. But they're lighter. They're more comfortable on my toes. Granted, oh, there we go. We got a little bit of prognation grinding there. Not too much though, especially for the amount of time I've been beating them up. But yeah, they work great. The shanks in here are one of the most comfortable shanks I've ever had for standing on ladder rungs. Really good. And those are round ladder rungs, by the way. There's a difference. The square ones take up more space right here. The round ones only go up about right here. And it makes a huge difference on your arch of your foot. I don't know what I was saying before that. I forgot. Upper's looking great. Laces. I normally swap out the laces because the laces suck. But these laces are holding up beautifully. I haven't noticed. Haven't really looked hard, but I haven't noticed any problems. The only issue I did have when I first got them for the first week, the tongue, the way it's stitched in here, it would bend in like so. Even if I pulled it all the way out, this seam right here, it took a while to smooth it out. And especially on this side, it would dig into my skin. And it was actually pretty uncomfortable. I almost called Ariat to have them swapped out. And I read on some forum that that's fairly common with this style of boot. So I decided to give it another couple weeks, and it softened up. After about 2-3 weeks, something like that, it pretty much went away. I also loosened it because I'm used to wearing my boots nice and tight around the ankle, like flight deck boots. For those of you who have ever worked on flight decks, you know what I'm talking about. You got to keep your shit tight so it doesn't get flopped around in rotor wash or jet blast. But all I did was just loosen up ever so slightly, and it allowed it to flex. And now when I tighten them up, unless I just crank it down super tight, like I'm worried about ticks, I'm not really going to notice it. You can tell where the eyelets are smoothing it out and shining it up. Eyelets, all of them look great. Honestly, for the money that I spent, I think I got these on sale, if I remember. Outside of sales, like 250, 260, something like that. Awesome boots. There's one guy that commented on my first video of these, and he said that he goes through them. They don't last him but like 3 or 6 months. But he's working around a lot of chemicals. The actual soles get worn out. He's working around a lot of chemicals and abrasive surfaces, if I remember correctly. And unfortunately, chemicals, certain ones do react with the rubber compounds and even the stitching sometimes and the leather, and can destroy your boots in no time at all. The lining, I don't remember the lining off the top of my head, but it's like a comfort type lining. And it's like this bootie or sock that goes through the entire upper. It's actually pretty cool. It's a little hot. These boots are a little hot. They remind me of those first Justin slip-ons I had a couple of years back. How they're really hot. But overall, I'm impressed. They're not getting destroyed. They're not getting ripped up at all. So, in my opinion, after just 7 months really of hard use with these boots, wearing them every day, even mowing my lawn, I'll put them on because they're steel-toed. A little bit of safety. Hot as a mofo, but they're steel-toed. I would highly recommend these Ariats. Honestly. Great, great boots for me. And I believe, unless I can run across something else, I would go with Ariats again. That guy who bought these and he had problems with the chemical environment he works in, he wound up going with some redheads. Never owned redheads. They always look great though, but everyone I've tried on, in the store, within the first minute or two, my feet are just killing me wearing those. I'm holding that up so you can read it. Unfortunately, these are made in China. I wish that they weren't. But you know what? I go with quality regardless of where it's at. And I can't afford West Coast, which are about $400 to $500 to $600 pair of boots. Can't afford it. Just can't do it. I'd love to try it one day. Can't do that. So yeah, this is probably going to be my final review until I swap these out for the exact same model of boot, or if I go with something else. Especially now I know the size that fit me with Ariats. That is one thing. Ariats. A lot of their boots, their normal boots are like a Western style, so their insteps and their toe box will be much narrower. So if you have real narrow feet, that's no big deal. But if you have wider instep like I do, that's a huge deal. And I wound up going through like 2 different pair of these through an online source, and it was a nightmare. I'll never do that again unless I know the exact size I need from that manufacturer. These are the work line of boots, so the toe box is actually wider than the Western ones. So be aware of that if you're shopping online. Yeah, if you got any questions, comments, smart remarks, throw them down below. Let me know. Direct message me. Do a video response if you want. Let me know. Show me what type of work boots you got. I'm interested. Thanks for watching. You guys be safe out there.